Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and today I'm taking a first impressions look at Episode 1 of Afterfall Reconquest. Now, some of you may be familiar with the previous Afterfall game, Afterfall Insanity, which I did a blind Let's Play run-through of. And it sort of had an interesting concept, but a very poor execution. It sort of was a survival horror-y post-apocalyptic game that didn't make a lot of sense and borrowed a lot of stuff from other post-apocalyptic games. Which makes sense because it was originally designed by just fans of Stalker and Fallout and whatnot before being made into an official project. Anyhow, way back in 2012, the developers of Afterfall said they were going to make a sequel called Pearl of the Wasteland, which apparently turned into this, a 9-part episodic series about various people taking place about 30 years after the end of Afterfall Insanity. And I guess sort of being about the world of Afterfall, which we didn't see a lot of in the game, since most of it takes place in an underground shelter, rather than on the surface. So I'm kind of curious to see what this is. Though it's a little odd that if they're doing an episodic thing, they said they want to do 9 episodes at $7 an episode. It seems a little weird that this has also been released as an early access game. I mean, that feels a bit like double-dipping on the unfinished content being released for money sort of pool. But anyway, I figured I'd take a look at it, so let's get into it and see if it's any better. Got the handy-dandy, this is a beta, and you are playing early access.
Homo sapiens, for centuries stubbornly trying to eradicate themselves. Even atom was not enough. Finally, they found something capable of granting their wish. There is something peculiar about them. After each disaster they cause, they unite and try with great effort and determination to rebuild what was just destroyed. But this time was different. This time, they have created something capable of breaking the cycle. Perhaps there is someone who can save us. Perhaps we are worthy of saving.
Kind of digging this pen and paper sketch to look.
Not the brightest idea I've heard. Bitch was sure that it was Red Eye's Mary Company who attacked the fort. Bitch was wrong before. Told me to bring him alive. Mutant. Alive. Me. You just don't get it, lady. I'm not in the alive business. That's just not me. That's not what I do. That's not what Reapers do. We're in the business of exactly opposite. It's not about racism or ideological bullshit. I'm not a priest. Let's just say that I don't think that keeping them alive is a good idea. In general. It just doesn't feel right. There's a season for everything. There are rules and laws older than you and me. There's a future that wasn't here yesterday. Prospects for the first time in decades. Plus, it's my job. See? Nothing personal. No way. With Red Eye, it's actually pretty personal. 20 long fucking years of hunting his sorry-ass personal. Seeing his butt-ugly face in every mutant I've reaped personal. You can't get more personal than that. So yeah, spare a mutant.
I was waiting for that last heh there. So the writing's still about as awkward as you'd expect from a non-English speaking developer. And the audio quality is a little weird on that. It kind of sounds like they just recorded it and didn't actually, fix the clipping or anything. But again, This is early access, so as it keeps scrolling across up there, so polish isn't exactly what we're looking at here. We're looking at actual content. Oh, okay. We're just sort of here. It is third person, just like Afterfall Insanity. And, yeah, I have no idea where we are. Now, apparently this is a lot more open than Insanity was, which was kind of a mostly directed, linear sort of affair. And, this sort of looks like that. I mean, we've got a compass up there. Possibly gonna have waypoint markers. We've also got a lot of bars and meters, and I don't know what those are for. I think we have about 60 bullets, looks like, on the bottom right. Possibly a weapon degradation meter next to that. And on the left, I'm not actually sure if that skull would be our health or some sort of special attack meter. Oh, okay. That's not sprint. And it looks like that was a special attack meter because whatever we just did used up some of it. Our shotgun arm. Okay. Can you sprint? Oh. Okay. Looks like those are our 2 attacks we have. Oh, whatever this is draining my meter. Wait. Was I under attack? Was I being attacked by those things? A little unclear. So let's, Alright, so these look fairly similar to the Afterfall. Oh. Who would have thought trains were still running after the apocalypse? Anyhow, as I was saying, those look fairly similar to the infected humans from Afterfall, where some sort of military-developed virus got out. Maybe. Alright, so let's watch out for running trains, I guess. And, well, we can't sprint as far as I can tell. I'm still fucking around with keys to see what we can do here. Oh, there's a train. Alright. Already regretting this. I mean, maybe I'm just a bit old-fashioned, but that seems like kind of a shitty way to start your game. Oh, by the way, there's a train that instant kills you. I think there was a lot of stuff in Insanity that instant killed you, though, so I guess that's not too surprising. Now, is this a timed train or a scripted train? I went that way, mutants came out, and then we got hit by a train anyway. So let's try taking a step forward. And then 2 steps back. Won't get too far like that, but hoping I can trigger the train. So does the train just show up when I can't avoid it? Yep, there it is. Oh. Alright, let me double check the controls if I can. See if there's a sprint button. Alright, there is in fact a sprint button. It is spacebar for some reason. It might have been like that in Insanity, I don't remember. Alright, so let's try sprinting and hoping the train doesn't just spawn instant. Oh, it spawned instantly, didn't it? At least it's not going very fast. Okay. Train problem avoided. And there's the mutants. Are they chasing the train? They're very jiggly. Alright, let's not stand here. Oh. That seems to be the position it has decided to settle in. Let's just carry on here. I hear more mutants already. So, looking at the controls, I guess that thing with the 2 abilities is the Ripper, which is our gauntlet thing that has 2 different abilities. Okay, that meter on the right is just how much ammo we have left in our gun. Already throwing a lot more enemies at us, but again, this is probably not meant to be a survival horror like the other one. Which is why we have a gun, and it is not garbage. Okay, can we open this door? Doesn't look like it. Carry on. Okay. I guess we can suck energy out of our enemies? Or something? I'm not really clear what that did. But, let's try out our shotgun thing, I guess. Oh! That worked, not very well. He's conflicted. His morals are starting to return. Can I drain him? Alright, what does this other power do? Alright, it's some sort of shield that looks like we can shoot through. Should also mention that this early access version isn't even the whole first episode. I've heard this is about an hour out of a, I guess, sort of 3-hour goal, is what they're going for with the first episode. I'm a little wary of a game that is episodic, but in total totals up to about the same price as a full-price AAA game. But that really depends on how long the various episodes are. And they're not selling any sort of, you know, buy this and get the rest of the season with like Walking Dead or something like that. So you're supposed to buy all of these individually for about $7 a pop. Alright, we've got a quest. Wait, so that meter on the bottom is actually our health, I guess. Why did it go down the first time we used it? I guess I shot myself, or I just happened to get hit at the same time. We've got our quest, but it seems like we're just wandering through subway tunnels. My ammo went back up. I don't know if that's because I picked up ammo or because the game is not capable of remembering how much ammo you have yet. Alright, well, looks like we're outside. And we can do some open world adventuring now.
Little Irish girl said that the fort is behind Scrapyard.
So yeah, we really didn't see much of the surface world in Afterfall Insanity. It only comes up at the end. And this is really nothing like it. All you really saw of the surface world was a city where the sunlight was so strong that it would kill you if you were directly exposed to it. Alright, so we're out of bullets now, so I guess I need to use my shotgun arm to deal with this problem. And then we can drain them for health. But yeah, we saw a city, there was a killer light, there was a boss made out of random garbage that was some sort of spirit ghost possessing random rubble and stuff. And then there were screaming burnt men that would explode when they ran up to you, which were kind of the best part of the whole game. I wonder if these guys are just kind of spawning infinitely, because I'm just standing around. I mean, there's not really a reason to use our gun, I guess, if this recharges that quickly. Alright. Now we're in trouble. Oh. I thought the game crashed there. Just wasn't sure where we were. Was there another door here? I feel like there was another door. How did we get here? By the way, did we climb up these pipes? Was there an elevator? So many questions. So little information, I guess. So it looks like we need to run up to this building over here, where there are men that want to shoot me,
Little Irish girl
and a whole bunch of these
behind scrapyard.
mutant men trying to claw me up. I feel like I had full health there. Alright, so I don't think they're infinite. It seems like I'm clearing out sort of a wave at a time as I get closer, and then backing off to clear the rest of them. So I'm hoping there should only be like one more group of them before we get to the guys with guns. Also not really sure if I'm actually using ammo or not. Obviously I ran out of ammo earlier when we actually got up to the gate, but if so you can see that means I have 6 in a clip and 30 backup ammo, or 30 total ammo, I guess. And then I hit reload, and I think that worked, but see there, fire one bullet, you can just reload forever, and you're not actually using a bullet, which is kind of weird. Also found that you can pretty much kill one of those flappy fish men with a slightly charged arm shotgun to the face, but only when they're coming straight at you. Alright, making sure there's no one behind us. Alright, now we are out of bullets. I guess. These guys are like more capable mutants or something. another picture of ammo over here.
You better watch your back.
Also, from testing, it turns out you can actually shoot yourself with that shotgun thing when it starts bouncing around. I guess this is just a placeholder for actual ammo because there's nothing there. Also, not actually getting ammo from that. Alright. I will say this game is facing, early on, the same problem that Afterfall faced after you got past the beginning. Because the beginning of Afterfall is kind of okay. You know, you're like, oh, this isn't great, but maybe it'll get better. At least it's kind of interesting. And then as you go on, it becomes more and more repetitive as you just fight a bunch of fishmen and hit them with poles and shit. However, from the beginning here, we're just fighting tons of enemies with very little variation to what we can do. Obviously, we have two abilities, only one of which is an attack, and a gun, and it doesn't seem like we can pick up enemy guns. At least not yet. So yeah, this is pretty grindy for the beginning. Also does not really seem very open-ended like the Steam description implies, but this might be sort of the tutorial area. It's not really clear. At least these guys aren't very accurate or very tough. Maybe we can hoover them up for health. We can also hoover under fire. I really wish we had a flashlight, because it's kind of hard to see these guys. Even though we're on the surface, it's still pretty dark. Oh, hey, look, a floating pistol. Shame we can't pick that up. But yeah, there doesn't really seem to be much going on here. I mean, we have a quest. We're technically supposed to be doing something. But all we're really doing is just shooting mobs of enemies, and then taking a couple steps, and then fighting more mobs of enemies.
There you are. Don't do anything stupid
nope.
now.
The world just existed, suddenly. Is that the guy we're supposed to be capturing? There is a talk icon on the radar. Oh, hey.
Looks like I have to turn this bridge.
Ah! The world just keeps popping in chunks. I thought we were just in some sort of featureless wasteland, and also there's just a floating thing there. I mean, I know that this is early access, but that seems like a really major just design flaw.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I didn't even hear what he just mumbled them. Ah, fuck. Just random stuff spawning in all around. I can't tell if it's just taking a really long time to, like, load.
Sake.
Like, now that whole chunk of the world's gone again. And the game's just chugging
follow
along.
The wires. What can go wrong?
Okay, follow the wires. I didn't hear him say that last time. Go down here, and then a bunch of guys spawn, as well as a fence or something. Or not. Alright, there's my guys that are supposed to be over here. Anything to make the looping guitar riff stop. It's seriously like a 20 to 30 second loop. Alright, the wire's going there, but we can't get in there. So I guess we'll go back this way. Alright, we drained his precious fluids and found the way to go. And there are 100 more guys here. Wow, there really are. So many, in fact, that their bodies disappeared, but I can still drain them where they were? Okay. I don't have time for your nonsense.
Now turn the bridge. Almost there.
How do you know you're almost there? I almost feel like we're playing just a survival mode with the number of enemies they're throwing at us already. I mean, they're not very tough. They're like, you know, disposable trash mobs, but there's so many of them. And those fishmen do a lot of damage with their slap attacks.
Looks like I have to turn this bridge.
Really? What makes you think that? Why did we need to turn this bridge? Alright, I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say that is not the bridge he was talking about. And that there's some sort of magic bridge over here. Okay, so I do actually have to turn it in a real way. I was gonna say, otherwise, I think madness would ensue if that was not the right bridge that's right in front of me that obviously needs to be turned. Oh, my kingdom for silence. I guess it would be too much to ask for to hope there wouldn't be more generic fishmen in here. But of course, this is like their fucking nest or something. And this is a dead end. Great. I think that was a monster spawn. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just having a blast. Just having so much fun with this game, which I can't even remember the name of anymore. Okay.
Just follow the wires. What can go wrong?
So, we didn't checkpoint after going to press that bridge, and it looks like now we will never find the survivor because we are done with Afterfall Conquistador or whatever. I actually can't remember what it was. It was Re-civilization, re-something. And it's not on the escape screen. Alright, so that's Afterfall. The second. It's, I'm surprised I'm saying this, but I think it's actually worse than Afterfall Insanity, which was sort of a so-so kind of bland wannabe survival horror game. It wasn't really survival horror at all. It was third-person action that thought it was horror sometimes, and had a ooh so clever twist at the end. But this is just like offensively bad. It's bland, it's uninteresting, everything is ugly, and you know, I don't think that it's early access in this case. I really don't think that's the problem here. I think the game design itself is just flawed. You know? Early access is not the reason that we've killed like more than 100 enemies in the first 20 to 30 minutes of gameplay. That's just poor design. And poor design is not something that goes away at the end of early access phase. So, yeah, I guess that's episode 1 of Afterfall. And, not sure we'll see any more of these. I don't know, maybe I'll come back to this when it's not early access. I'm assuming that it will come out of early access before the second episode is released, because otherwise that shit just gets really confusing when you've got multiple episodes in early access. But, yeah. This is pretty bad, and I would not recommend you buy it now or after it's finished. But, who knows, maybe someday in the far-flung future, if this ever gets finished, I'll play through it in despair once again. But until then, I've been Shadefire. This is Afterfall something something, and I will see you all again some other time. You folks take care.